Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the Black Belt Newscast. This is the Black Belt News Network. I'm publisher Cindy Fisher.
I'm Todd Prater, staff writer. Hey.
Hello, hello. I know it's Friday.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
April 26th. And we have a lot going on. So let's, of course, we have headlines on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com all the time. So for a lot of coverage out of Marengo County lately, although today is going to be a bit of a Selma edition.
Selma, Dallas County Day.
Last week was our Demopolis edition. We did just the way it works.
Sometimes it works out that way.
But we have a lot going on, and we are live from our office, our headquarters in Selma, on Broad Street.
Come by, say hey.
Actually, in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Because we're live from here.
Right.
We have people every once in a while come in talking to us while we're live.
I think you had to disappear last week for a second because we had a visitor.
Yes, we had a visitor last week or week before. That's right. So yes, let's get into our top story this week, which is also the lead story in the print edition of the Selma Sun, and that is about the Multiplex that is coming to the riverfront in Selma. What is interesting about this, so it's part of the stabilization project the Army Corps of Engineers has been doing, and that's to stabilize the riverfront. But they are piggybacking on that with plans to build a multiplex and other buildings, including they want it to be like a convention center that can fit 12 to 15,000 square feet, that could have bigger conferences. And they're hoping to get and this is the city of Selma, is hoping to get a private-public partnership with a hotel that will build adjacent to the convention center. But it will also have elements that go with this amphitheater that's been there for many years. So it didn't talk about leveling that. It was more that they are flattening and preparing the land off Water Avenue as they're doing the stabilization project with Army Corps of Engineers to prepare for construction. Now, the $4 million for the multiplex part, the convention center part, is coming from, it's a HUD economic impact grant, and it was secured by Terry Sewell actually at the end of 2022 and was announced right around the tornado of January 23. So it's been in the city's coffers for a year now as they plan for how they're going to build. So when they were giving a tornado relief update, which I'll talk about next, at City Hall, Selma City Hall, they also gave us a handout that included information about plans for economic development along Water Avenue. And it's renderings, obviously. So that, and I was told that the city is moving forward on doing an RFP for environmental planning for the land, and then they'll do an RFP for the architect to design the multiplex, especially.
Right.
So it's in a very early preliminary, one of those Aries, preliminary stage. But the multiplex has been talked about for a good year and a half, 2 years. So this is me grabbing some information on this while we were actually meeting about something else.
Well, that's good though. That's what you do. And obviously the tornado put all these things on hold for a while.
And one of the prongs that they're saying with tornado relief efforts here in Selma, because of course it was an EF2 that came through and did a lot of damage. It either damaged or badly destroyed 40% of our residential because it went right through the middle of town from west to east. And so housing is a big element in there. And then and that's rebuilding the housing. And they've got lots of stories on that, including the lottery where they pulled a name last Sunday a winner.
And a family won a new home.
Won a new home as part of a Washington Street development that's through NAMA, National America. Oh gosh, I'd have to look up the name.
Yeah.
Actually, I can look up the name. So far, we've gotten $24 million for tornado relief through
Wow.
FEMA and other avenues, which really, really helps. And I'm still looking for the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America.
NACA.
NACA.
Yeah.
I knew it was something like
Yeah.
that. So, and
should've
that was a
remembered that.
really exciting because they have 6 homes that are already built.
Right.
And they're cute as can be. They're valued at about $169,000, which is really reasonable and affordable, but it's also new. It's modular, but not going to blow away. It has all the latest.
We
You
did a
did the
story
story
on
on
it,
that. Yeah, as we point to each other.
that story talks about those homes. You can go back to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and get all the details because they're really nice. Really nice.
Yeah, so the other part in the tornado relief is economic development, which is where the conversation was about looking at where we can go one step further than just repairing things, but taking it into the next step. So that's where I'll talk about for a second tornado relief update. I attended this at this is Council Chambers and Terry Sewell and FEMA. So Terry Sewell's our representative, our congresswoman. She is from Selma, and her house, I believe, was damaged, but not much. She made it through okay. And they gave us a really great update on where things are on the redevelopment area. And I really focused on what's the future. But they did talk about the renovation of homes, redevelopment. A big factor is that we have a lot of rental homes that were impacted, and the landlord has to decide if they want to rebuild.
Right.
A lot of landlords have not decided to rebuild, which is what has opened up a real concern for us on housing, which housing was tight before. If you asked the Selma Housing Authority and Kennard Randolph, they would tell you that there was a waiting list of 900 before the tornado hit. So one of the things that Mayor James Perkins had mentioned, which I thought was really creative, was the option for Section 8 funding to go toward mortgages instead of toward rent. And they talked about how bringing up these issues of opportunities for new homeowners that have never owned before, and the future for them, and financial stability could be a model, a national model that could be followed. So I think there's something to it.
We know when I did the story about the initial NACA home, one of the things the mayor said, excuse me, was that if somebody owns a home, they have more stock in it, and they're more likely to take care of it and take pride in it. That makes sense.
And it was really interesting too, because what they said that how different the town's going to look in that part for Washington Street, because there is plan for repaving and there's funding. If you go to the blackbeltnewsnetwork.com to the story that we did about this, you'll see the funding that's going into infrastructure. So it's repaving and also curbing and how nice it's going to look. That's kind of an entrance to residential in that area that this is the first time we're getting that opportunity. This is the silver lining to the tornado that ripped through, is saying, what would you want for your town? And Tuscaloosa did this, which Tuscaloosa was maybe able to do it a little more. And one of our first stories in January 23 after the tornado was an interview with the mayor of Tuscaloosa, who has met with Selma's mayor many times to talk about what they did right. And I think that is a fascinating, why reinvent the wheel? 15th Street, I'm from Tuscaloosa, so it's a little different for me to talk about it, but 15th Street was redesigned and they moved buildings closer to having parking in the back, which looks better. They had the chance, because it ripped through so much of their business section of Tuscaloosa. In our case, it ripped through a lot of our residential. As the mayor said, it was about 40% that was damaged or destroyed. So that makes you look at it and like, how can we get people into their housing? There's also Legacy on Lincoln that has 50 something units. It's an apartment complex. They've been approved, and this was pre-tornado, I believe, but it's moving forward to have 50 something more apartments. Lincoln Lincoln.
Yeah.
Legacy Unleashed, is that what I said?
Yeah.
I hope so. That is a public-private partnership. And there is plans to do another unit out there for more housing. So we just need to multiply that times 20.
We know, like you said earlier, and I think it was Kennard, it was either Kennard or the mayor that said, before there was a housing shortage in Selma.
Yes.
Now it's a housing crisis.
Yes, and that's where it's been really interesting.
So it's
and
nice to know that
you can get stories about what we are talking about right now and others. If you sign up for our daily newsletter, it's free. If you go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, it'll ask you within the first 3 seconds, just put in your email address. It costs you nothing. And I don't hit you up for anything with that email address. I don't use it for anything else except news. And it's free. So you can get at 3:00 every day. You attest that that's how you get some.
Yeah, a lot of times when I'm working on one story, you're working on something else.
You didn't know I was working on it.
So, there's 2 or 3 other people that are writing. It's nice to know what else is going on.
That's right. So it's how we all stay informed.
Yeah.
And also send your news to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, because we can't be everywhere, but we are covering 6 counties in the Black Belt and hope to cover more. So help us, Dallas, Perry. You could be one of our reporters.
Yeah. Let us know what's going on.
And also send us video, because we can use it on this newscast, right? Okay, so let's talk about fires in Ward 7.
Yeah,
we have talked about this before. What's going on?
Well, about a year ago, we did a series of stories with Councilwoman Janie Thomas, who is the representative for that ward and a resident of that ward, about a number of fires that were being set in the area. And it's pretty obvious that it's not natural causes. It's happening early in the mornings. And in that particular house right there, 2 people almost lost their lives. And this has all been in the last 3 weeks. Apparently went a little bit of a lull, and now they're doing it again. This particular house right here, it was completely demolished, completely destroyed. And these are homes that people, many of them, are living in.
See, this is housing again.
Again, we've got a bad housing problem. Now, there's some of these fires are being set in abandoned homes that need to be destroyed anyway. The problem is they're being set illegally. That's the rubble that was left from the house that was completely destroyed. She does want to clear out some of these abandoned houses. This is not how to do it. The big fear is if somebody was in that house, there's also people in the houses next door. The fire can jump.
Fire. Yes.
It could catch fire. Somebody could lose a life. And years ago, she said that actually did happen. But we're going to have a complete story with all kind of details on what's going on. We're going to reach out to the fire department, police department, and find out.
Yeah.
Janie Thomas did say that the police department has stepped up patrols in Ward 7, especially early in the morning, late at night, to help try and catch the persons or
deter them from doing it again.
Or deter them, exactly. So,
excellent.
But we'll have more about that coming up.
Yes, and I remember talking about that. So this is a lingering problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to stay in Selma again. I told you it was the Selma edition. So I got an update on lighting the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
So we had Mike Lewis, who's the director of the nonprofit effort to light the bridge. And it's a historic bridge. So there's a lot to it. But it would have LED lights in all of those culverts, as you see, but you wouldn't really be able to see them during the day. That's the rule, because it is a National Historic Site. I think I took that from my boat. But they don't want to make it where when you're during the day experiencing the marches,
the historic aspect,
that you see the lights. So they're going to cushion them in there. That's what it looks like at night. I did that one too.
Yeah.
Currently, but the idea is that it'll have 7 scenes to it, different colors you can do. So it's not going to be, the Patriots won the Super Bowl, and so here's the color of it will not be for that. But the goal is to get that lit by the 60th anniversary. And I'm telling you, we are going, what are we in, April? Yeah. We are going to hear this all year.
We're almost in May now.
Planning for the 60th anniversary or commemoration of the 1965 voting rights march across the bridge. And they are hoping to have it lit by then. They have a ways to go on the money. They need over $1 million to get toward their goal, but they've had a lot of pro bono work, including the designer is a New York firm, a woman-owned New York firm that does other historic bridges lighting. So they're not strangers to this process.
No, which is good because that saves a lot of money.
It has saved a lot of money.
And it's really neat that they would be willing to give that.
So, and they have held a lot of public meetings about it to get input. And so it's not been done in a vacuum. They have been asking for the community's support. We've written many stories, including there was one in February. So if you go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and put in bridge lighting, you'll see a story from February that talks about a lot of this. But this update was given to the Rotary Club on Monday by Mike Lewis. So it was good to get just kind of a little a refresher. Really cool. And he's really passionate about this. He feels like he should be doing this for the community as a legacy.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Now we can go to Wilcox County.
Let's go to Wilcox County for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, last weekend was the Mark Curl Memorial Barbecue. It was the 13th annual. And I told Bonnie and Drew, my sons, I said, y'all go give me some video of what's going on. I got a lot of video of the car show part.
Because they like cars. Yep.
We took some of ours down there to show too, but it was a big success. A lot of folks were down there. We will have a story coming up real soon with all the winners of the barbecue and all that. I just got that information.
All right.
But I'm going to have that coming up. You can see some of the booths. It's also the Hog Wild Art Show. So there was all kinds of arts and crafts. I think there's some of that right there.
Yes.
It was really a lot of fun.
I know my friends with the Black Belt Treasures.
Yeah, Black Belt Treasures, exactly.
Does a lot there.
Live music from a Birmingham band was down here. That is a petting zoo. The donkey was a big attraction. But you know what the biggest attraction of that petting zoo?
The bunnies?
The turtle.
The turtle?
Yeah. Huh. Big guy. And he was just as friendly.
But they're not fluffy.
No, they're not fluffy, but they're cool.
I guess.
They're really amazing. But we're going to have a whole story about that coming up too. It was really a fun day. Numbers are down a little bit on attendance since COVID, but they're moving up. So
the weather was nice that day.
Weather was beautiful.
I went to the tour of homes in Wilcox and in Camden for Wilcox Historical Society. I cannot say enough about my 14-year-old daughter with me too. We can't wait to go back. We had such a great day.
If you can get a 14-year-old girl to enjoy something like that.
I know. And there was no shopping involved. We actually had a really great day and we're super impressed with Camden. So,
I love it down there.
Sign up for our daily newsletter. You could get stories just like this. It comes out every day at 3 and it costs you nothing. And you would be informed about what's going on in the Black Belt.
That's right.
And also send us your news at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. I've been getting a lot more emails lately. So I know you guys are listening and wanting to send yours.
Send us tips. We'll follow up on it.
And send us some of your videos and put it in here.
We'll do that.
So the comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about this comedian.
Coming up at the VFW a week from today, our VFW over here on Kings Bend Road, there it is Arizona Lou. He's called America's Favorite Old Man. He's a comedian that's going to start at 7 o'clock at the VFW. Everybody's invited. They're going to be cooking. Dinner's going to start at 6, actually. And you know how much it costs to get in? Nothing. If you want to eat something, they're just asking for a donation. So you just donate whatever you think. But they're going to do like grilling chicken quarters and sides.
So what kind of funnies does he do?
You know,
old man jokes?
Probably so.
Well, he said he's an old man.
Well, he said, I've actually never heard. I just found out. I'm going to have to go listen to him and see. But I'm planning on being there next Friday.
Well, you'll have to tell us how it goes.
Yeah,
my dad does stand up for fun, so.
Oh, I'd love to hear him.
It's not always clean. We love you, Dad.
We do love you, Dad. But
we have been doing our camping in the Black Belt segments.
Oh man,
I'm not going to show you a video right now, but there is a TikTok and a reel that's out that I put out yesterday of me hiking out of Grist in Dallas County. But we have done Fosque Creek in Marengo County, and we are making plans for our trip to Roland Cooper coming up in May. So we're glamping, and I don't know what we call yours.
Small. Well, my trailer.
It's
gonna be fun.
Mini camping.
Yeah, mini camping.
Major glamping. How about that?
Well, and it's really fun to see the two different sizes, the two different extremes.
Mine is 28 feet, and it's from Camper Kingdom in
mine's
Meridian.
13 feet. It's just one that I have.
And he just has
vintage,
a little,
so
vintage one.
But what we want to do is show you not only some places but mainly the wonderful places in the Black Belt. But the fact that it doesn't matter what, if you have a tent, a small trailer, a big trailer, there's places in the Black Belt you can go and enjoy
Yes.
and just get outdoors and enjoy it.
Yes. And we want sponsors for it too. So
Yes, we do.
get in there.
Make it even more.
Help us. Tell us. Give us your suggestions of where to go camping. That's the other thing I like, is getting ideas, because I like to hike and bird while I'm out, and maybe kayak. But
fishing.
I do like to fish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
and there's
only
video
kind
of
of
her
patient.
fishing in the one that I'm working on right now in Grist Park. It's gonna be good. You're gonna love it.
Yes, I caught something.
Yeah, you did.
So yes.
Caught a fish, not like a disease. Caught a fish.
Well, yeah, that's right.
I caught something.
So yeah, we are so glad to have you guys tune in.
We love it.
Of course, we always like to thank our sponsors. Miller Funeral Home is the best at what they do,
and they're super nice folks that will help you. You know, in a time of need, they're right there.
Yeah, so give a thoughtful final gift to your family by choosing Randall Miller Funeral Home and funeral services. They do a lot there, and they even have their new area, and cemetery on Cahaba Road.
That's right, yeah.
So lots and lots of options there, and of course, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. This is the best way to know what's going on. There was actually a video, I should have said this earlier, on YouTube. I posted the video from when they spoke.
With the sound and everything. So you can
you can listen to the entire report from Terry Sewell and Selma Mayor James Perkins.
And I think I'm going to do the interview I did with Janie Thomas today about the Ward 7. It's a good interview. We'll post that whole thing so you can hear what she's thinking.
It lets you get a chance. And actually, there's a multimedia section at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com where you can see all these videos. And it's just a great way for you to get the news of today.
You can be there without being there.
All right. That wraps it up for this week.
It's been fun, and we appreciate you very much.
All right. And next week, we will be back with another edition, and send us your stories.
See ya.